What do you think is the role of love in the human condition?
I th-
Why is it useful? Is it useful like hack, or is this it's like fundamental to what it means to be human, the capacity to love?
I mean, I think love is the evolutionary mechanism that is like beginning the intelligent design. Like I was just reading about do you know about Kropotkin? He's like an anarchist, like old Russian anarchist.
I live next door to Michael Malice. I don't know if you know who that is. He's an anarchist. He's a modern day anarchist.
Okay.
Anarchists are fun.
I'm kind of getting into anarchism a little bit. This is probably not a good route to be taking, but
Oh no, I think if you're listen, you should expose yourself to ideas. There's no harm to thinking about ideas. I think anarchists challenge systems in interesting ways, and they think in interesting ways. It's good for the soul. It's like refreshes your mental
yes.
palate.
I don't think we should actually. I wouldn't actually ascribe to it, but I've never actually gone deep on anarchy as a philosophy. So I'm
You should
doing
still think about it
like
though.
when you listen, because I'm like reading about the Russian Revolution a lot, and it's like there was like the Soviets and Lenin and all that, but then there was like Kropotkin and his like anarchist sect, and they were sort of interesting because he was kind of a technocrat actually. Like he was like, like women can be more equal if we have appliances. Like he was like really into like, you know, using technology to like reduce the amount of work people had to do. But so Kropotkin was like a biologist or something. Like he studied animals, and he was really at the time like I think it's Nature magazine. I think it might have even started as like a Russian magazine, but he was like publishing studies. Like everyone was really into like Darwinism at the time and like survival of the fittest, and like war is like the mechanism by which we become better. And it was like this real kind of like cementing this idea in society that like violence, you know, kill the weak, and like that's how we become better. And then Kropotkin was kind of interesting because he was looking at instances. He was finding all these instances in nature where animals were like helping each other and stuff. And he was like, actually, love is a survival mechanism. Like, there's so many instances in the animal kingdom where like cooperation and like helping weaker creatures and all this stuff is actually an evolutionary mechanism. I mean, you even look at child rearing. Like child rearing is like immense amounts of just love and goodwill, and just like there's no immediate you're there you're not getting any immediate feedback of like winning. It's not competitive. It's literally it's like we actually use love as an evolutionary mechanism just as much as we use war. And I think we've like missing the other part, and we've culturally reoriented. Like science and philosophy has oriented itself around Darwinism a little bit too much, and the Kropotkin model I think is equally valid. Like it's like cooperation uh and love and stuff is just as essential for species survival and
Yeah, it
evolution.
could be a more powerful survival mechanism in the context of evolution.
And it comes back to like, we think engineering is so much more important than motherhood, but it's like, if you lose the motherhood, the engineering means nothing. We have no more humans. Like, it's like, it's like I think our society should, the survival of the fit, the way we conceptualize evolution should really change to also include this idea, I guess.
Yeah, there's some weird thing that seems irrational that is also core to what it means to be human. So, love is one such thing. It could make you do a lot of irrational things, but that depth of connection and that loyalty is a powerful thing.
Are they irrational or are they rational? Like it's like is uh maybe losing out on some things in order to like keep your family together, or in order like it's like, what are our actual values? Like,
well, right. I mean, the irrational thing is if you have a cold economist perspective, motherhood or sacrificing your career for love, if you in terms of salary, in terms of economic well-being, in terms of flourishing of you as a human being, that could be seen on some kind of metrics as a irrational decision, a suboptimal decision. But there's the manifestation of love could be the optimal thing to do. There's a kind of saying save one life, save the world. There's a thing that doctors often face, which is like,
Well, it's considered irrational because the profit model doesn't include social good.
yes, yeah.
So if the
But
profit
how
model
do you,
included social good, then suddenly these would be rational
and
decisions.
it might be difficult to, it requires a shift in our thinking about profit, and might be difficult to measure social good.
Yes. But we're learning to measure a lot of things. Like
Yeah, digitizing a
we're
lot of things.
actually, quantifying vision and stuff. Like we're like like you go on Facebook and they can, like, Facebook can pretty much predict our behaviors. Like we're a surprising amount of things that seem like mysterious consciousness soul things have been quantified at this point. So surely we can quantify these other things.